Sergeant Hunt, are you guys on your way?
Yep, we're on our way right now. We're just moving up to Sudden Edge.
Okay.
Reap, do you want us on you?
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, driver hard left.
Tank commanders, once you get to my position, go ahead and line up your tanks facing west. You'll use the chicken wire fence as kind of like a range line.
Ready? Pull us up to the chicken wire and hold. Pull us up nice and tight.
Bring her right up here and then pivot
John,
her
go ahead,
around.
pull us up nice and tight to the
facing her
wire.
east.
You want us east, not west?
Yeah, that's my bad. I meant east.
Yeah, okay. You want us on the other side of the road then?
Yeah, yeah. I was looking the complete wrong. Sergeant Hunt, I may
other side
have
of the
given you
road,
the wrong
face
direction too. You're still coming over here, right? That road that's to the west of range 1. Up.
Just turn around.
Yep, John, go ahead and spin us
Sergeant Hunt, I
around.
see you over there. Go ahead and turn right.
Drop down to first and spin us.
I see you now.
Go ahead and line us up
Hey,
right
you
nice
want to
and
bring
tight
her
to that
over
wire.
here, Ham, over on this line. Ideally, we've got the 2 tanks set between the tree over here and the wire over
Go ahead
there.
and move us to our
This
left.
right here is the lane.
Further down on the wire to
Right,
our
wait,
left.
1 out tank.
Over here, Sergeant Hunt, turn towards me.
Which one's you?
You gotta turn around, I'm dismounted.
Okay.
Alright, Corporal Ham, right here where this little chicken
Hard
wire
right,
is
line us
broke,
up
I want
against
you
the
set up
wire.
right here. Sergeant Hunt, follow me a little bit further down.
And spin the tank a little bit more to the right. And proceed forward into that gap.
There you go, pivot right. Yep, perfect.
Keep going, keep going.
Alright, once you got your tanks on the
And
line,
hold.
turn off the engine,
Hold.
we'll start this then.
Oh, you want us in the street?
Yeah, yeah, on the line.
Alright, keep going, keep going. And hold.
Alright, if I don't remember, somebody
Go
just
ahead and turn off
remember
the
from the
tank.
crew to just
How do you
either
turn it off?
sit in the
Hold
tank
down E.
or just make sure we don't Make sure, guys, for this training and block of instruction that you have your band-aids out so nobody's shooting each other. Alright, let's start this thing up. How's everybody doing tonight? The fact that you guys came to Armor 2 means hopefully you enjoyed Armor 1. This is a little bit more technical. Does anybody here have military experience or like real milsim like gaming experience?
Yes, I do.
Okay, anybody else?
Well, that 40
played
years
Battlefield
ago,
like
40
a
or
ton.
50 years ago.
That's the same thing.
I'm pretty much a Green Beret. No, I'm kidding with you. Alright, so some of the stuff that I'm going to talk is real world stuff, but it all funnels into, again, kind of building on that conversation we had last time about communication being key. So today, today's class, or today's block of instruction is Advanced Armor Target Engagement and Section Movement. Does anybody know what a section is for the armor platoon?
Consists of 2 tanks.
Perfect. So a section consists of two tanks. An armor platoon, by doctrine, consists of 4 tanks. Okay? So that means we're going to be operating together. It's going to be a little weird because you guys will be operating in a section that has a Sherman and a Panther. Try to look past it. Unfortunately, we can't do anything else about it, okay? So let me orient you to the range real quick. This is range 3. Your right limit on range 3 is going to be that chicken wire fence. Okay, you don't really have a left limit over there. When we're going through this range, you guys are going to move down the range and engage targets. I'll put out the criteria later. All right. Once you make it once you make it to where range 2 is, where those haystacks are, you're going to go ahead, go south of that chicken wire, hightail it back, hit range 4, come back, swap positions, and then reset it. Okay. Did I go too fast right there for anybody, or does everybody get what I'm talking about?
I guess I get it.
So we're making just a big square? Just
So when we run the lanes, you're gonna get down. You're gonna go down there. You're gonna engage targets. Once you finish the lane, you're gonna go to the south, go on the other side of that chicken wire, and then just race back here, line it right back up on the line, and then I'm gonna send out the next crew, in a different configuration. Okay, that way each person gets a little bit of a gameplay. Okay, so before we start target engagement stuff, we're going to talk through basic section movement. Anybody know the different types of movement techniques, whether it's moving infantry or moving vehicles? Okay, you've got traveling Overwatch, and bounding Overwatch. Has anybody here ever bounded before in a game or real?
Yes. Well, I will just watch a video on that.
Okay, so the way that bounding works. Alright, you guys go behind that chicken line over there, right over here, and then let me get one volunteer out here with me.
I'll do it.
Okay, Sergeant Hunt, come over here. You stay here, face that Panther, okay? This is what infantry bounding would look like. Sergeant Hunt, cover me while I move. You say I got you covered. I would move up. Now I'm set. Sergeant Hunt, I got you covered. Sergeant Hunt would say cover me while I move. Now Sergeant Hunt, move up the road a little bit further past me and tell me you're set. On the other side. We're bounding separate.
Set.
Alright, cover me while I move. Set.
Cover me while I move.
Got you covered. Does
Set.
everybody see how this type of travel takes a while, but it's the way that we have the most type of cover, to where if, let's say, Sergeant Hunt gets attacked on the move, I'm already set up, able to engage whoever's attacking him. Does everybody understand that principle?
What's it called again? Is it
So it's called bounding Overwatch.
Bounding Overwatch? Got it.
Now, we'll do the same with tanks, but obviously now we're talking a much bigger scale. Okay, and that's when you are expecting enemy, generally you're moving in a bounding Overwatch or a tight formation. But it's going to be at the discretion of the section sergeant. So whoever's in charge of the section is going to be the one that's going to determine what type of movement technique the section's going to move at. If they're traveling, that's 4th gear, guys, and you're just in open country going. Okay, traveling over, that might be 2nd or 3rd gear, you're expecting some enemy. And bounding Overwatch is you're expecting anti-tank, you're expecting anti-tank guns, you're expecting armor, and you are like moving back and forth, slowly advancing, trying to make it up. Does everybody understand those principles?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now Sergeant Hunt, stand right here facing the Panther. Okay, we're gonna go over different section, so stand right in the middle. Different section different section formations, alright? Different types of formations you have are a column. If you look at me and Sergeant Hunt right now, if he's a tank and I'm a tank, we're just in a column. Everybody get?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Sergeant calls out column formation. The 2 tank lines up behind the 1 tank. Line formation is both tanks are on a line facing forward. Both tanks move together moving forward. Everybody get that?
What should the spacing look like?
So generally speaking, and when I was doing some distance training in the game before, I would say no less than 75 meters next to each other. That gives us the freedom to maneuver. Now, obviously, if you're in a column, like if you're going in a city, guys, you may be 20 meters apart. It's going to really, the mission will really dictate what the proper distance is. Guys, make sure we got guys hopping in vehicles real quick.
I just hopped in mine.
Okay, cool. All right, that's a great question. Generally speaking, if you're just like in this open field out here, guys, I would go 150 to 200 meters away. That way, if Sergeant Hunt's tank gets engaged, now the other tank has the freedom of maneuver to now go ahead and attack what's attacking him. Does that make sense?
So what's that like perspective-wise from here? How far would about 200 meters be?
Okay, you see that far cow at the 95, all the way out there towards the horizon, guys.
Yes.
That's about 175 meters. Based on that, I probably would go. I'd go between 100 and 150 if I was going to travel comfortably. If I was just saying, "Hey, Sergeant Hunt, we got to move up to the move point," I would give us some space to react. You could even go 200 meters. I mean, it's going to depend on what the mission's calling for. And then as you get closer, you may want to pull together, or you may want to push apart and start doing flanking maneuver. And these are what we're talking about now, is things that the tank commander or the section leader is going to dictate as you guys go on a mission. Okay, Sergeant Hunt, face the Panther again. Does everybody understand column and line?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay, we're not going to go over wedge. That's a platoon formation. Okay, we're going to go over echelon left and echelon right. Okay, if the section leader says, "Hey, echelon right," that means I'm back here. Make sense, everybody? So Sergeant Hunt moves forward, I move forward, but I'm to his back right. Is everybody with me?
Yep.
Now, if I say echelon left, that means now I'm over here. Is that everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you guys think we would use an echelon left or an echelon right formation?
Counterflank.
Right? If we know that, if we have a feeling that the enemy's to the left, we probably want to go heavy left, right? Maybe do an echelon left. Kind of have both of our guns out there, versus if we're echelon right and that gunner, let's say that tank, the 1 tank gets hit from the front left, well, now this back tank's going to have to, maneuver around in order to. So really, these different types of formations, no one is right. I mean, you could column straight up to the front, guys. But as a section leader, you're responsible for dictating, hey, based on the mission or based on what we need to do, this is going to be the best one movement technique, right? So are we traveling Overwatch? Are we bound formation?
It's all situational, because if you're traveling in a column and limited ability to respond to all that and whatnot, so like you said, you have to use your discretion depending on the situation and how you want to move your people around. Be
Exactly.
it armor or
Think about these guys as a bunch of tools in a little tool bag you have. No one of these is perfect, but they are all used for different things. Is everybody? I know we're going quick. Does anybody have questions on movement techniques or formation?
So what would be like our starting? I mean, are we going for like the column or?
Yeah. So really, by doctrine, your movement technique and your formation is going to be really dictated based on the mission set and based on your enemy situation. So, like for instance, if I know that there's no enemy south of southern, I'm gonna go ahead and column that and put it in 4th gear and travel over there, and get up there, and then probably once I get about 100 or 200 meters from it, I'm gonna go ahead and probably knock it down to 3rd gear, maybe from traveling Overwatch, and push echelon left or echelon right, depending on where I think the enemy's gonna come. Or I could release and go ahead and say, instead of, hey, break formation, Sergeant Hunt, go ahead and move to this move marker. I want you to set up a little support by fire while I go ahead and flank through the town, and I want you to cover me. But these are basic tools.
May I offer a little word on that too?
Sure, go for it.
I just wanted to say, like he was saying, echelon left, echelon right those are all great too. Also keep in mind the other determining factor, and one of the main determining factors when you're setting up your formation and where you're going to be, is your advantage of terrain on the situation. If you got a shit terrain spot, like you have at a massive disadvantage, even you can call echelon left and echelon right all the hell you want, but it's not going to help you unless you got the terrain to back you up too. You have to be real careful of where you deploy, and sometimes the terrain itself will dictate whether you deploy in a certain style of formation.
Appreciate it, man.
It's hard to advance in a line through a city.
Yeah. Is everybody good on that?
Can we see some formations, just you two guys, and just observe you guys?
So we're gonna, once we actually break to the lane, we're gonna do that. Right now we're doing the instruction portion, just because it takes a little bit of time to start up these tanks and do all that. So let's just break through. Once we're done with the next little section I'm gonna talk about, we'll go ahead and start that movement. All right. So moving to kind of what he was talking about, terrain analysis and understanding your environment. Okay. So if everybody takes a look at their map, based on just a basic analysis, what can you guys tell me about what you see on this map in terms of movement and what you might have limited moving through this?
Trees.
Almost nothing for most of the map.
Right? You've got a lot of open area, but you also have a lot of trees, a lot of areas where terrain may be restrictive. That restrictive terrain is really going to dictate what we call movement corridors. Okay? Those are really what we're going to be able to maneuver into and out. And when we're developing a plan as a section, who's that over there?
That's douche.
Okay. So when we're maneuvering, we're deciding whoever the section sergeant is, when you're deciding how you want to operate and how you want to meet the commander's intent, okay, you're looking at the map, understanding the terrain, and going, okay, hey, it's a little hilly over here. There's a forest over here. I don't think we'll be able to get through that. If we go all the way west, what's one of the drawbacks from hitting that road is we're going to have to go column, right? And so understanding your terrain is a big part. But as well, so the next part we're going to move to is cover concealment when we're actually moving. Can anybody give me the difference between cover and concealment?
Cover provides protection, concealment provides
Cover is both
visibility.
concealment and protection from covering fire or incoming fire. Concealment is just line of sight block.
Yeah, so everybody stand right here in the middle of the street, in the middle of the road right now. Alright. Face the range, face range 3, okay? And everybody look to your left. You see that panther? You see that fucking brick? Look at that silhouette. Now go ahead, look to the right. You see that Sherman? Look at that silhouette. That is what the enemy is looking for. You need to do your best while you're moving to conceal that. Whether it's, if we do a short halt, you go ahead and push up behind a house with just the gun pointing out. Whether it's these haystacks, you go ahead and cover your left or your right flank. Generally, you want to cover the flank where you're most likely going to be exposed to the enemy, right? So if I'm moving down this way, let's say we're moving here and the enemy's to the west, well, I'm going to go ahead and put the left flank and I'm going to inch the gun out on this side if we're doing a short halt. But we have to start thinking when we're moving, what is exposed? As a driver, if you have nothing around you, you are completely exposed. Now, who here? So, if we've got our front exposed, that's pretty good, right? Or if we've got our front, excuse me. Let's say concealed by a berm or something. That's good. If we've got our side and our front, that's probably good. If we've got, let's say, our front and our two sides concealed at defilade, what's that? We're in a fucking battle position, which is good, right? If we're setting up a defense, but it's bad because although we gain strength from not being exposed, we also lose or gain a great weakness by losing our ability to maneuver. And as armor, we are primarily a maneuver element, right? We've got field artillery fixed that can help the infantry out. And so, guys, or tank commanders especially, but drivers, you play a really big part in this. When you're moving around, you need to check, okay, hey, how exposed am I right now? Do I still have the ability to maneuver if I need to maneuver, or am I stuck in a forest? Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so we need to, as crews, evaluate the situation outside our horse blinders, because we're all looking through little lenses, right? And so that's just one thing we want to look at. What's up? Okay, any questions on terrain analysis or cover concealment? Any questions on movement formations or movement techniques? Okay, Sergeant Hunt, I want you to go take the lead tank, so get your crew spun up. And then Corporal Ham, you're the second two tank. Get spun up. Sergeant Ham, when you're ready, go ahead and start moving forward onto the range. This is going to be a movement range only this time. Corporal Ham, you're going to go ahead and fall in behind him. I want you to start in a column, okay?
John, good. Start us
and
up.
then I want you to move in, and Sergeant Ham, give him a few different ones and practice maneuvering and kind of switching. So, one thing that we do need to talk about, and we're going to talk about more for the next range, is gun placement. So, use the clock method when moving in a section. Okay, one tank is always going to place his gun towards where most likely enemy is going to be expected. So that's either the 9 to the 12 or the 12 to the 3. Two tank will be inverse of that, okay? So you'll either do the opposite of that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, Sergeant Hunt, go ahead and start moving them down.
Just a question, is just no fire?
No fire right now. You guys are just practicing movement. Keep it in second gear, okay? Nice and slow. Go right so that it's easier for him to get behind you. And then start moving down the lane.
Okay, copy.
All right, John, go ahead and proceed forward, veering left.
All right, kick it in first, Sergeant Hunt, or how about you halt for now until he gets behind you? All right, go ahead, both tanks stop.
All right, hold.
All right, Sergeant Hunt, go ahead, control the section over the Discord net, okay?
Okay, copy.
All right, go.
All tanks proceed forward, second gear. Second tank covered 12 to the 3. My tank covered the inverse.
Say again.
Switch formation to line. Sergeant Hunt, you gotta control him, man.
John, go ahead and proceed. Third gear.
Alright, come on, everybody, slow down.
Right side, John, right side.
Give him some direction, Sergeant Hunt. You want to let him know, hey, come up on my right, come up on my left. Bring it up on line.
Pull up on the right side of the tank, John.
Alright, bring it up on the right.
Am I looking in the right direction?
Yep.
All right,
12
now
to
look
3,
how
12 to
close you
3.
guys are. Easy. Who the fuck just fired?
That was me. I apologize. It slipped my finger, honestly.
All right.
Hold second gear.
We proceed south now, correct?
All right, go ahead and stop.
Driver hold.
All right. Look how close you guys are together right now. Did you want the? Did you want to be so close, Sergeant Hunt, or no?
No.
Okay. Focus on a little bit more of controlling. Understand, as the TC, your head, as a section sergeant, your head should be on a swivel. You got to let your gunner look forward and looking for the enemy. You need to be controlling and kind of looking around, checking that out. Okay. So go ahead. Both tanks do a 180 right now
John spin us around. 180 first gear.
on the line. There you go. All right, Corporal Mole or Corporal Ham. My bad. All right, I want you to go ahead, Corporal Ham. I want you to go ahead, take control of the section. I want you to go ahead and move it out in a line. I want you to transition it to a echelon right. Okay.
Copy. Armor 1, proceed. Armor 2, line formation.
Now watch the distance. You guys are real close. Remember.
Armor 2, move out. 50 meters to your right.
There you go.
One, I will drop both of you that close.
What gear
Like,
two,
you're
Ham?
two elements.
Nope, gear 1 for now. Armor 2, gear 2 to make speed. Armor 1, gear 2.
Am I clear to turn more straight now? Good to...
Armor 2, straighten out. Armor 1, gear 3. Armor 2, echelon right, gear 2.
What do I need to do? I can't see
Armor
you.
1, gear 4.
Hey, we still need orders. Hunt.
Armor 2, echelon right, gear 2. Armor 1, gear 3.
Slow us down.
Armor 2, 12 to 3. Armor 1, gear 2.
Right, guys, I'm back.
Okay, go ahead. Turn
Dropped
around.
Like 5.
Did you just drop out?
Both armor, 180.
No, I'm still in. Like the frames just dropped to 10.
Oh shit. Okay.
John, go ahead.
My
spin
All right,
around.
180, 180. Panther,
My
hold up.
internet's been trash today, sorry. I'll try to keep it together.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Forward.
All right, hey, how's that feeling, guys? Little bit difficult when we're actually doing it in the tanks, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, now go ahead and Sergeant Hunt, I want you to travel bounding Overwatch to the other side of my range, okay? If you're gonna do that, if you're looking at the range, what are some of your options right now?
To proceed forward to the little clump of trees to the southeast.
Yeah, so how do you want to handle this right now? What do you want to do? What's your first move?
To have our tank move up in third gear, get into a favorable position, and then cover the second tank as they proceed forward.
All right. I want just, if you need time, take a look at the environment in front of you. There's not a whole lot. And then bound them up it. You got it. You still there, Sergeant Hunt?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
Okay.
Really feel like you should be able to mark targets inside of the TC.
Alright, second tank, proceed forward to the clump of
I
trees to
agree.
the southeast. We will provide a wall.
Copy. John, proceed to the clump of trees southeast. 125. Move to the forward light. Forward right. All the way up to the trees. And hold.
Second tank, are you set?
Set. Oh, set.
Alright, my tank, proceed forward to the, second tank, cover our 12 to the 3. My gunner, cover our 11 to the 9.
I just lost
Covered.
connection.
Okay, I'll grab the driver's seat.
Gunner 12 to 3.
Copy that. I think there's going to be woods blocking my view. Yeah. There's a gap. Yep, I see it. Okay.
Tank 1 set.
Bounding orders.
Tank 2, proceed forward. We will cover, you need to cover Yellow 12 to the 3. We'll cover the left flank.
Driver forward. Gunner move barrel to the front.
Copy that.
Gunner observe 12 to 3.
Copy that.
Set.
Alright, turn the tanks around. We'll wait for John to get up here.
I'm running.
Do you want us to bring our tanks back?
Yeah, go ahead, bring the tanks back. Once you get John, come on back. Is everybody, I know that we're doing this quick, but we're doing this to try to save time. Is everybody understanding the movement technique portion and kind of just how difficult this could be?
What are the names again? There's the bounding.
So it's traveling. So think about this. If you're, let's say there's your normal day-to-day when you go to work, there's not an enemy threat, right? You're just traveling. Now let's pretend like you're taking the train in the subway in New York City,
Go ahead,
right?
jump in.
You're traveling, but you're overwatching. You're making sure you're not getting pickpocketed, right? So there might be some enemy around. Now,
John, go ahead, jump
Overwatch, you're in goddamn Fallujah, and there's shit fucking flying around. You don't want to hit an IED, so get ready for some fucking fight. But in reality, you just expected more of an enemy threat.
Naturally, of course.
Alright, so if there's no more questions on the movement piece, we're going to go on to the actual, what's it called? Target engagement portion. Alright, so there's going to be two blocks of instruction for this class, guys. First block of instruction is just going to explain to you different proper techniques for shooting on the move. And then the second block is going to actually go through a section level fire command just to explain what's going on and the different types of fire control measures. So, has anybody shot a tank in this game while you're on the move?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me rephrase that. Has anybody shot while on the move and hit anything?
Yes and no.
Yes.
Alright, so once you guys get back up on my line, okay, if you see the cows in front of you, those are going to be your driver engagements. And the second your gunner starts to see those haystacks back there, as you're moving, I want him to start engaging. Maybe start him off at the 2 or 3. If he's hitting them, pick it up to the 4. If he's still hitting them, start moving back and forth. Give him something hard to do. Make sense?
Yes.
AP or HE?
Generally, it doesn't matter for the event. So the main purpose of it is learning how to get that initial fire shot off. But you may find yourself, like when you get ambushed, you push out of the kill zone, right? But if you can engage, you engage. So, well, the next time we actually get in the tanks and go down, we're going to be actually just engaging targets and moving through that. We're going to do that as teams, though. So, next portion of this, we did basic movement drills for a section. Now we're going to do basic section fire commands. So, when we talk a fire command, right, what are we doing? We're controlling the engagement. Does everybody remember the fire commands from Armor 1?
Yes.
Anybody give me a good example of one?
Gunner, 350 degrees, 50 meters, infantry. Fire.
Perfect, right? Then the gunner goes on the way. Boom, target, ceasefire. Alright, so when we're doing a section level engagement, it's the section leader who's going to give the alert. So let's just say, for all intents and purposes, we are blue platoon. We'll call it just blue, or blue, okay? Or blue section, excuse me. So the way that it would work is section leader is going to go blue to my 12 o'clock, tank in the open, 500 meters. You're going to want to somewhat avoid now doing actual, what's it called? Degrees, because that second tank is not going to have a good idea of what your 150 is compared to what his 150 is. Does that make sense to everybody? So that's where the 2 tank, it's imperative that he always has an idea of where that 1 tank is and what he's looking at. That way that 2 tank can orient on whatever the 1 tank is looking at. Does everybody make sense on that? Everybody understand that?
Is that
Yes.
as the gunner tank?
Say again?
Are you speaking as the gunner of this tank? I should be aware of what the other tank is looking
No, the tank commander should be.
Commander, Roger. Okay.
Yeah. So the tank commanders, guys, regardless of working in a section, the tank commanders still give their crew their own guidance, right? And so what's going to happen is section sergeant's going to go, hey, he's going to go, blue platoon, 12 o'clock, 500 meters, tank in the open, 2 tank, you shoot first. 2 tanks going to go identify, or 2 tanks going to go, gunner, you see it? Because it's going to be over the radio, theoretically, in the tank. Going to go, you're identified, on the way, boom. Okay? It's that simple. It should be somewhat streamlined, but starting out, it's going to take a second. Okay? And the section fire commands are always hard. Generally, we won't do them. Generally, we're going to leave the tank engagements to the tank. But it's important to do this type of advanced training, because we're going to get into situations, guys, where you're in the tanks right here, and that section sergeant's going to have to determine what the threats are and what he wants engaging. Let's say there's 2 enemy tanks out there. There's AT in the open, right? You've got a plethora of targets. Does anybody know how we would even begin to control that environment? You got just hordes of shit coming at you.
You have to prioritize. Yep, prioritize.
Okay. And so we prioritize and we control. And so it's on the section sergeant to dictate. Okay? So he'll say 2 tank left or 2 tank right tank at the 1 o'clock. You know, so he'll control, but then the tanks will fight, the tank commanders will fight their tanks. And so there are different ways that the section sergeant can control the engagement. So if he says, you know, tanks in the open, 2 simultaneous fire, what do you guys think that means?
Start shooting at it with tanks.
Both tanks engage, right? Now, what if I say tank in the open, 500 meters to the 12 o'clock, enemy troops to the 6 o'clock, mass fire on the tank? What do you guys think that means?
Ignore the troops, shoot at the tank.
Right, drivers, but because we called out, the section sergeant called out the infantry, that leaves the drivers open to where if the drivers can engage, the infantry, right? But the gunners have been ordered to mass on the tank. Does that control make sense?
Yes.
Now let's say I go section, or I go red, 12 o'clock, 500 meters, tank in the open, 2 tank observe. What do you guys think that means?
Just watch. Don't fire.
Observe.
Watch my shots. Let's say I'm shooting at this thing, but I'm in the shit of it. You can give me better corrections. Hey, you're short. You're over. In real life, that can help. In a game like this, generally we're just going to mass the target, guys. But that's just another one that we got. So really, simultaneous fire, mass, and observed. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Kind of the 3 types of fires. Those are only the 3 that I'm going to go over. You also have alternating fire. That's going to come into play when we're massing a target. So let's say that tree line right there. You see that little clump of trees? There's enemy AT dug in there, but we can't get to them. So you're going to go ahead. We'll give section fire command. Red, gunners to the fire. 12 o'clock, 300 meters. Troops dug in. Have your drivers light up alternate fire with MG. Well, you're going to have the right tank. So 1 tank will start. Throw maybe like 50 to 100 rounds down. Stop. Second he stops, 2 tank starts, and the guns would do what's called talking. That makes sense?
Also, something like that is also transferable, especially if you're running a Sherman's trying to go after the Panzers, and especially when they introduce the Tiger tanks as well, because the Shermans are at a huge disadvantage. To keep fire superiority on your target from the Sherman, you want to be able to fucking alternate your fire with your tanks, so that fucking Tiger or Panzer has no time to adjust, or it has to pick one of the 2 people or 3 people belting him with fucking shit to just start shooting at.
Make sense, guys?
Yes. Yep.
But again, that's something the section sergeant, if he feels necessary, he will control that. If not, if he just says 2 tank, there's a tank at the 11 o'clock, take care of it, that could be a modified order, guys. Then that's what's going to happen. But this is if the section sergeant has got a whole lot going on and he needs to control the fight. Now, let's say both tanks are engaging, right? And he calls out, let's say, red, 12 o'clock, troops in the open, 500 meters, frontal fire, both tanks. What do you think frontal fire means?
Start shooting
All
all guns in front.
Fire what's in front of you. Fire at what is directly in front of your tank. Now, if I were to say crossfire, what do you think that means?
Create a crossfire.
Exactly. So the right tank over here is shooting at the left targets, and the left tank over there is shooting at the right target. Now, we may do something like that if based on terrain. Let's say you can't see the targets in front of you, right? And so that's about maneuvering and positioning to be able to support each other. Does crossfire make sense, guys?
Sir.
Yes.
Okay, the only other one I'm going to talk to you about is depth fire. And if we talk depth fire, that's going to be, let's say we run into this engagement, We've got tanks back at the 800 meters. We've got infantry rolling up on us at the 200. What we're going to do is red platoon, 12 o'clock, troops in the open, tanks in the distance, 800 meters. Go depth fire, one tank on the tank, 2 tank on the crewman, or on the infantry, excuse me. And then you're just going to, so what's going to happen is 1 tank is going to go far, 2 tank is going to go short. Does that make sense? It's a lot of talking early on. As the crews get established, guys, it gets to a point where if I were to say if I were to call out targets and say depth fire, you already know what you're shooting at. But because it's kind of, we're starting out general, I know it kind of sounds like, holy shit, that's a mouthful. But just getting that point across for these different types of fires, again, there are ways that the section sergeant and the tank commander can control the engagement area. You guys with me?
Okay, so what are the calls and what's the definitions again?
Okay, so you've got, if we're talking about actual firing, you've got frontal fire, that's right in front of you, so go ahead and shoot right in front of you. Crossfire, go ahead and cross at each other, so left tank shoots at the stuff at the far right, or at the right side, right tank shoots at the stuff on the left, so you're crossing your fire. And then depth fire, generally the 1 tank will always go far, the 2 tanks short, and so you meet in the middle. So if I were to say, you know, enemy in the open, 12 o'clock, tanks and troops, depth fire, immediately wearing the 1 tank is going far, engaging those threats, the 2 tank is engaging the short threats. Make sense? And then the ways to control the fire, simultaneous fire means both tanks just fire just go ham. If I say mass fire, that means you're massing both tanks on 1 target. Let's say there's a Panther out there, mass fire Panther. That's what we're going to destroy. And then observed, which we really won't be using, is just, let's say I'm trying to shoot this thing and he's got a good defilade and you've got a better position. Well, you're observing my shots and letting me know if I'm hitting or missing. In reality, you're going to engage 2. That's just the way it's going to go. So really the 2 that I want you guys to just focus on, that simultaneous fire is just go ahead and both tanks lighten up everything in front of them, and then massed fire is the tanks are focused on 1 objective. Makes sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. Any questions on the fire command or any of those fire control methods? Okay, get in that tank. Get in that Sherman, quick. Have we been getting in the Panther?
We haven't left the Panther.
Good fucking...
Oh yeah, nobody told us to.
Alright, so, first phase of this range, guys. Alright, want you to mount up. TCs, I want you to control your tanks, and I want you to start moving them down the line. It's up to you. I want you to gauge your crews. If you need to keep them at first gear and slowly have them engage targets, keep them at first gear. Go ahead and immediately call out fire commands, individual fire commands for the cows in front of you, for your drivers, for enemy infantry, and then gunners, TCs. The second you guys start seeing those hay bales in the distance, start having your gunners shoot on the move, okay?
Okay.
Any questions?
No. Are you moving in a section? Or no?
Nope, your individual tanks right now. Once you make it to the end, provided you guys are going at the same pace, then just turn around and come back. If there's like a bunch of lag, then you're gonna have to go outside the range and come back. But for now, you can just 180 and come back, okay?
Alright.
Alright, TCs, you're good to move out.
Alright, driver forward. Go ahead and throw us into third. Driver engage infantry in front. Target ceasefire. Gunner, target 7-5, 250 meters out. Low. Driver second gear. Target, ceasefire. Gunner, target 98, 150 meters out. Target, ceasefire. Driver, proceed 115, third gear. Gunner, target 7-5, 100 meters. Driver, second gear. Target, ceasefire.
On the way.
Driver forward, third gear.
Tanks, go through range 2. Keep moving through.
Driver, proceed directly east. Gunner, 115. Target in the open, 50 meters. .130, 135. Target ceasefire. Driver proceed third gear. Driver engage infantry at 12. Gunner, 80 degrees. Target in the open, 250 meters. Target ceasefire. Driver, second gear. Gunner, 10 degrees. Target in the open, 10 degrees. 250 meters. Obstructed. Continue facing directly north.
Alright, ceasefire. Go ahead. Drivers, turn it around, get it all the way back to the firing line.
Alright, Lord, go ahead, take
TCs,
us
how'd
back.
that go?
I thought it went pretty well.
Judd,
Guys
spin
who
us
are
forward.
currently in the gun slot, how'd you think you did?
That guy can shoot the wings off a fly.
Alright. How about my other gunner?
John, you feel good?
I forgot some of my commands, but yeah, I felt okay listening to you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I forgot the up and the target acquired and all that stuff.
I used my colloquialisms, but was good enough.
Are we starting to feel a little bit more comfortable operating as crew? Well, I mean, be honest. You guys feeling that or no?
Well,
I
I
feel
have
pretty good.
been. Yeah, I'm starting to feel it. I just haven't played with guys.
Yeah. Okay, does anybody want to try a different position? I'd like to keep the TCs in the TC spot, but gunners and drivers, are you guys good to run it back the same way, or do you guys want to try a different?
I'm gonna switch.
That's up to you, Cinnamon.
I'm okay with switching.
Yeah, let's run through one more time. Switch out.
Is that
Alright.
Cinnamon saying something to that?
TC, switch out your crews. Let me know when you're up.
We're up.
Alright, go ahead and swap. Set.
All right, TCs, move out.
Driver,
Make
proceed,
it
full
hard
throttle.
for your gunners, guys.
Driver, engage infantry at 115. Target ceasefire. Driver, second gear. You gotta drop it down to first and then back into second. Gunner, target 6-5. Target in the open, 250 meters. Bo, wait to level out. Currently 6-0. Target cease fire. Driver proceed, 3rd gear. Gunner, target, 8-5, 150 meters. Target cease fire. Driver, 4th gear, proceed 110. And kick it up to 4th. Gunner, target, 070, 150 meters out. Zero 5-5. Driver, 3rd gear. 4-5. Low. Driver, 2nd gear. Target cease fire. Driver, 3rd. Gunner, target, 7-5. 350 meters. Target cease fire. Driver, 4th. Gunner, directly 8-5. 100 meters out. Target cease fire. Go ahead and spin us around, John. Caught up on a cow, gonna have to reverse out of it.
Magical cows.
Alright,
I know,
turn
right?
it around, bring it back, guys. Back to the start point.
Yeah, those cows, when you hit those cows, it jiggles the gun like woof, 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 woof.
Alright, Sergeant Hunt or Corporal Ham, do either of you feel comfortable doing a section fire command run on this, or do you want me to give an example? Go.
I prefer an example.
Heading 290.
Okay.
290.
290, that's the fire line.
I didn't know that the Panzers were faster than the Shermans. That's crazy.
Yep, by about 4 kilometers. I think about 26, 27. I think our top's out at like 23, 24.
Yeah, it's gross. I was like, what is this? What is this?
I know, I love ramming into 4th once you get into Panzer and you just fucking haul ass.
Panzer's just superior in this game. It's just so much better.
Let's hit all the way, bring the tanks all the way back to the wood line back there. Start back there.
You say the wood line?
Yep, proceed past the trench.
Sergeant Hunt, all the way back here.
Okay.
Once we get to the tree line, face us east.
Alright, Corporal, you're good to hold her up.
Drop it down to the 1st and spin us around. And
Oh shit, enemy Panzer!
John, you feel comfortable driving?
Fairly, yes.
Alright. Corporal Ham, hop out. I'm gonna take one run at it.
Is he in our squad?
Alright, hey Sergeant Hunt, we're gonna move out of here in a column formation. I'm gonna push up. I want you to fall in behind me to the right once I move past you. Give me about 50 meters behind me. Once we break into the clear, I want you to go echelon left. We're probably expecting enemy contact from about the sections 11 o'clock, okay? We're gonna be moving once we hit the field to the 3, traveling overwatch at the 3rd gear, okay?
Copy.
Alright, driver, go ahead, move out. Gunner, go ahead, pick up a scan from the 9 o'clock to about the 11 o'clock. A2 tank, pick up a scan from about the 11 to the 10, okay?
Copy.
Driver. Section, contact. Section's 11 o'clock. All tanks, halt. 2 tank, engage tank to the 11 o'clock. My position, 200 meters. 1 tank. Tank to the 90 degree. 90 degree.
Observe or fire.
All tanks fire. Target, ceasefire, both tanks. Drivers, move, or go ahead, 2 tank, bring it up online. Give us about 75 meters, 1 tank hold. 1 tank gunner, pick up a scan from the 11 to the 12. 2 tank, have your gunner pick up a scan from about the 9 to the 11. Two tank, you got an enemy anti-tank crew to your 11 o'clock. Do you see him out there?
Copy.
All right, 1 tank, move out with 2 tank. 2 tank, keep it on the line. Go 2nd gear. Keep your distances, guys. Contact, 12 o'clock section to the 80, 12 o'clock, mass fire. Hits, fire again. Target, ceasefire, both tanks. Gunners, keep picking up your scan. Driver, 2 tank, go ahead, push up, 4th gear to that burnt out tank you just destroyed. 1 tank, stop, halt. Keep looking to the 12 o'clock. Let me know when you're set up there. We're going to wrap around to the north.
We're set.
Driver, move out. Hit 4th gear. Move to the 95 right there. You see the berm right in front. 2 tank, we've got a tank to our 12 o'clock, 200 meters. Can you engage? Remove it. Gunner, you see him to the 80? Fuck it, don't worry about it. Driver, halt. Gunner to the 75. Driver, troops in the open, 12 o'clock, 20 meters. Target, ceasefire. 2 tank, we got reports that we're getting overwhelmed. We're going to begin retrograde. Turn around, go ahead and hit the far berm behind you. Let us know when you're set. We'll push back.
Copy.
Gunner, enemy armor to the 100 degree. 1 tank engage. 2 tank, continue movement.
Tank 2 set.
Roger, gunner to the 120, enemy armor. Shit. 2 tank, I've got enemy infantry on my back planting a charge. Can you scratch the back with the MG?
Copy.
Gunner missed. Target, all tanks, ceasefire. Good hits. We're gonna go ahead, retrograde back. Cover us while we move. Driver, back up. Alright, index. Both drivers turn around, head back to the range line. What'd you guys think?
Thought it was pretty good.
You see
like
how
it.
though, when you try to control a section, it can get very hectic for the section sergeant.
Yeah.
I think there was one point in time when you called out a command for us to cover your 12 o'clock. And as the gunner, it's hard to know where you are, so...
Yeah,
I
and
think maybe...
that, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
And that's why I was talking before. It's so imperative. So as the gunner of your tank, there's no way you have a good idea what my 12 o'clock is. So the tank commanders be able to conceptualize that and understand, hey, how to support each other. Because yeah, you're right. You would have no idea if I said 12 o'clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now when I gave the command, I did give it a few times to the section 12 o'clock. Generally speaking, that's if both tanks are facing the same direction, in the middle of, like kind of in the middle aggregate of us, in front of the section, 12 o'clock. So not to either one of ours if you think about it.
Makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't see us giving section type commands like this unless we start operating really well together and it's going to take some time, guys. For now, as long as we're operating as tanks, it's good. And as long as the section sergeants start communicating a little better. Okay, Ham, why don't you hop in, and then let's get one more run. Which one of you guys wants to give section commands?
Here, let me drive. Let me drive.
Don't got any takers?
I'll do it.
Yeah, sorry, I was getting water. I'm more than welcome to do it. Hunt, if you want to, you can.
I might as well get some practice.
Alright, what are your call signs going to be?
Purple dragon.
So he's the one tank, you're the two tank, okay? The
Copy.
easiest purpose is the extras.
No, man, should go with the awesome sauce.
Alright, 2 tank, you're gonna be taking point and you're gonna move up to the clump of trees and you're gonna cover our 9 to 12 o'clock while we move up. And then from there we're gonna move in a right echelon. You're gonna fall in behind us. And we'll
Copy.
engage any tanks we see.
Copy. Lord, proceed to the tree line at 120. Armor 2 moving. Gunner observed 12 to 9.
Hey, douche, all in good time.
Bring
I
us
got
up on the
you.
left side of the trees, left side.
What'd you say?
Stay inbounds.
All in good time.
You good?
And hold. Armor 2 set.
I'm just observing and stuff, just so I
Tank
know. what
1,
the infantry's doing.
moving.
Or the armor.
Sorry, guys, I just DC'd.
Yep, got another DC.
Oh shit, really?
Armor 2 proceeding to form.
Hey, Eastwood, can you run up here, gun? Hold X, guys. All tanks down. Wait till Eastwood supports.
Man, I feel special now. I get to play.
All right, continue.
Alright, Armor 2 falling behind us in a rear echelon. Kick it up to 3rd gear, we have a little too far spacing.
Armor 2 set.
Copy. Alright, Armor 2, keep it in first gear.
Armor 2 first gear.
My driver holds. There's a tank to the 130, gunner engage. Tank 2, that tank is gonna be to your 12 o'clock. About 150 meters out. Engage.
Alright, I'm back. I'm back.
On the way.
Tank 2, there's a tank to your 1 o'clock. We cannot engage right now. Can you, take them out?
Copy.
On the way.
Good shots, good shots. Let's keep moving it up, moving into a column. Tank 2, can you engage infantry on our 9 o'clock?
Copy.
Alright, that's good shots, good shots. Both tanks halt, both tanks halt. Tank 2, engage tank to, your 2 o'clock. My gunner, engage tank to, the 129.
On the way. Up. On the way.
Tank 2, try to move it up into a column. Well, not column, line.
Would you like left or right?
Right, preferably. Tank 2, engage tanks to the your 2 o'clock, about 200 meters out.
Acquired. On the way.
Good shots. Alright, everybody, let's move it up to the little encampment up here.
Alright, index. Alright, hey, everybody stop. Right here. Go ahead and bring the hop out of the Sherman, guys. We're gonna go over one last thing before we do the FTX, okay? Move away, I'm gonna go ahead and position it, okay? Let me get one guy in the gunner seat. Eastwood, go ahead and bring the gun off the 11 o'clock till you see the tank that's in the street right around this, okay?
Copy, got it in the gun sight.
Alright, everybody hop out. Come on over to the Sherman. I'm outside. Alright, hey, the last thing we're going to talk about real quick, okay? Cover concealment. Anybody know what a down-up drill is? Okay, down-up drills, purpose of them, right, is to mask ourselves as we're engaging. Okay, what it sounds like is something like, driver move up, gunner fire, boom, driver move back, reloading, gunner up, driver move up, boom, driver move back, reloading. Back and forth like that, right? So if you look at the Sherman right now, how it's positioned towards that tank, he can get his barrel right off, and then once he gets his shot off, is the driver's going to go ahead and pull back. And so you want to look for scenarios like this. A lot of times when we engage tanks in this game, we kind of just sit there and have a brawl fest. Would you guys all agree?
Mhm.
It's that,
Oh, yeah.
like,
Yeah.
all right, hey, who can take the most hits? This is
German
going to be probably one of the hardest things to train in this game. But if we can actually do it, guys, it will increase our survivability and increase our lethality. Because other tank crews won't be doing this, and they'll be moving around, right? Or they're going to be missing their shots. You guys all saw that that video that somebody posted in the Discord, right? With like the tank fire right over it as the other one was backing up,
Yeah.
right? Because they were doing an up-down drill. They got up, fired, came back down. Shot missed them.
We used to do that in our tanks in Battlefield. I know it's sort of
Yeah.
applicable, but just sort of like bombing and weaving out of cover, you would just win so many more firefights because they're just sitting there plugging away at you, and you're just taking pot shots at them. They're not going to hit you.
Yeah. Now this is a little bit more of a defensive maneuver, right? Because if we're sitting here, right, now we are decisively engaged. We no longer have freedom of maneuver. We no longer have the element to go where we want. You know, and so now it turns more into defensive position, defensive fight. And so what I want you guys to think about, just last, and drivers, you can help out a lot in this. Like, think about something as simple as this line right here. This line could mean you surviving if you start getting shot at and you pull up to it and mask the front of your hull down here. And so look for different things like this. When you're in the woods, look for concealment to hide the tank as you're creeping up if you're doing a defensive position. Okay? I mean, we're gonna talk more offensive, defensive operations. Right now, these three courses are focused on communication, and so I'm not gonna get too far into it. But just basic up-down drills, that's what it looks like. And it can be frustrating, right? Because if the driver's not quick enough or if the gunner's slow enough, it's going to take time. And so the last thing I want you guys to work on, the server's going to reset in 5 minutes. Once we reset it, we're going to go straight away and start the STX lane. So for the last 5 minutes of the training portion of this, go ahead, hop back in your tanks, get some cover, find a target, and start trying to practice these up-downs. TC, you're the one that's calling out. Driver, move up. Gunner, engage. Second you hear the boom, driver, move back. Gunner, if you don't say up, the TC will never know that he needs to move the tank back up to engage. Make sense? So it's a communication piece, guys.
And another word on that, if you mind so quick, just
It's okay. If you want to switch, I'll switch.
Yeah, I like.
especially if you want to
If you want to
do this in combat, timing, like he said, is crucial. You're gonna want to wait to pop out until that fucking tank fires a round off or something, because if you try to pop out and if you're at the wrong angle and you have too much of your side or too much of a flat edge exposed, you're gonna be screwed. So you really got to work on the time, and the driver has to be real smooth in his movements, like going out and coming to a quick stop and getting that gun still so the gunner can get a clean shot off, and moving back as fast as possible.
Appreciate it, man.
Yep.
All right, so go ahead, TCs, test it out.
Alright, all set?
Copy, all set.
Copy.
We're gonna practice on the same one as one set up here. This one's set to 050. About that.
Yes. You go ahead and fire.
Go ahead and fire. Driver back. Hold.
Up.
Driver forward. Hold. Gotta hold
On the way.
That way on the brake.
Say what?
Hold down your SD for your brake. Just that way the gun locks off. Hold.
Up.
Driver forward.
Drivers, help your TC too. Short movements back, alright? Even if he doesn't say driver stop, short movements up, short
Okay.
movement back.
On the
Yeah,
way.
ST is much better than the big space
Driver
bar.
back. Hold.
Up.
Driver forward. Driver hold.
On the way.
Driver back. Hold.
This is a training environment, douche. We have our medical bags out.
Up.
Driver forward.
On the way.
What'd you say?
It's a training environment. The guys have the medical bandages out.
Ah, gotcha.
Prevents NDs.
I just wasn't holding my finger
Oh,
over the mouse trigger.
Up.
I was just messing with you.
Driver forward. Driver hold.
On the way.
Driver back.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Driver hold.
Up.
Driver forward. And hold.
On the way.
Driver back. Driver hold.
Up.
Driver forward. Hold.
On the way.
Back.
Up. On the way.
Driver back. Driver hold.
On the way. Up. Up. On the way.
Driver back.
Up.
Driver forward. Driver hold.
On the way.
Driver back. Driver hold.
Up. On the way.
Driver back.
Basically on the way. Like you.
Up.
Whoop. Can't talk the same.
Might be a little easier for you to throw it apart as well.
Sergeant Hunt, that's looking good, man.
On the way.
Driver back.
You guys too, Corporal Ham. Alright, guys. Once we start back
Up.
go ahead, hop on the same teams that we were just on, and then we're going to immediately start the STX. So, what's going to happen, Sergeant Hunt, go ahead and drive your tank all the way down to where the middle American spawn is, and that's where you'll link up. And then you and Corporal Ham will be running the tanks. You're the section sergeant, and then if you guys want, I'll give you about 5 minutes to take a look at the map graphics if you haven't. What will happen is as you go to each engagement, I'll kind of brief you of what you're looking for, what the criteria is, okay? There's 3 engagement areas. If you're taking a look at what I posted, where the hell is the thing I posted?
B Company HQ.
Oh, there we go. So that first engagement, that small one, kind of actually where we just were, that's actually going to be a moving engagement, and so I want you to shoot on the move at least the first hit. Ah, fuck. Let me change the map. Alright. Everybody hold up.
Well, he's fucking with that. I just wanted to say a word on like what he was talking about with that shoot and hide too, and just in terms of strategy with that, tank battles, it mainly boils down to who can see who first and get shells on target. So in a tank, if you got a great position like that, you know, like you want to rely on your spotter, your one of the guys in the armor. You know, you have the leader, he's got the little binoculars and stuff. If you can get him sometimes out of the tank when you're in one of those hide positions, you got him in a kind of a forward spotting location, or you can rely on other enemy squads and whatnot to kind of spot them out so you know a tank's coming up the main road. Wait till that last second and keep an eye on the angle of their fucking guns and shit like that, and your spotter can tell you when you want to pop out to actually take that shot. So you can have their gun and everything angled a little bit so they don't even see you pop out. Like, you just wait till that shit just angled just right, and maybe the commander will catch you when you pop out because he's spinning around, but the driver and the gunner ain't gonna see shit. And they have longer to engage on you because they're not even pointing at you. So, like, having units on the ground around the tank and whatnot, like some of your tank crew, like, just a lot of times in some of those situations, he'll probably get into that with some more of the advanced tactics and stuff. Having infantry on the ground, like spotting shit out ahead of where you're at, is vital to being in a tank. And using that cover and concealment, basically, in a tank.
Appreciate that. Guys, is the server still up?
Yeah, it is.
You have to give it like 5 minutes for it to finally restart.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay.
It did that last time, too, yeah.
Oh, Reaper, I wanted to say, the mines, in the last patch, they changed them to be a one-hit kill, but it was included in the patch notes.
Okay. That's a good learning point.
I thought they always were.
Bullshit, though.
Well, it wasn't really the last patch notes, it was like one of the first two, but they never put it. I saw them talking about them. Back in like the beta, it would just destroy the transmission.
Is any of you guys admins besides me?
Nope.
I can never get the damn Archon thing to work.
Archon?
Did you update it recently?
I did. I got the new update, but when I go to change map, every time I hit change map, it says fail.
Yeah, sometimes it'll do that.
So you said I gotta wait a few minutes for the server to restart?
Yeah, I had that problem back on Sunday.
Yeah, originally they said it would be a 15-minute wait time before you could change maps, but I don't know if they've updated.
Oh fuck! Can we figure that out?
So you don't want us to even get in the server, right?
No, not until I can get it back to that map. I'm sorry, I didn't foresee this technical issue coming up.
Yeah, we all had to get out of the server.
Alright, I'm turning it off. I'm gonna keep it off. Let me know when it's not up anymore. Or is there a way to vote for a new map when you're in there?
Yeah, but you can vote for a new map, but it has to wait until the match end.
Oh, that sucks.
I don't even know how to do that. Do a vote kick.
I think you just press escape and you say vote new map or something like that. Well, I think it only appears at like a mid-match, though. Like 40 minutes into the match, and that option appears.
I love it when you get it right when you're going into the next match, and it's the same map that you're on.
Okay, you guys want to try something new then? You guys want to wait? Can anybody not wait like 5 minutes? Or we can try in a public server.
I mean, I'm down for either way.
Is it
Trial by fire.
Is it not
I'm okay.
showing up? Fuck
I'm
it.
looking at it.
I'm not gonna waste y'all's time. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna look at the all servers. Thing is if randos join us, they're gonna be really fucking weirded out by a fucking Panther and a Sherman running together. All right. Does everybody see?
Which server are we in now?
I'm looking for one that's playing Foy and
First.
doesn't have people in it.
First Ranger Battalion.
Yeah.
Boy.
I don't
128.
What's the is it a 1 that's the
Ah.
thing?
One
Yeah,
ST
one ST.
Ranger BTN period.
Alright, you want to test it out? Let's do it. First Ranger Battalion, guys. Same
Rangers
teams.
lead the way!
Let's get that Panther down here as quick as possible and start this, because everything's gonna go to hell if
Everybody
more
joins.
people join.
Hello, hey, there's people. Quick, join.
Oh shit!
Alright, so if you see other people, just
Shoot at them.
talk to them in local chat. What that?
Yeah, attempt to see if they just will be cool.
Can we just pretend that we're the 1st Ranger Battalion and this is our service?
Oh my god. Okay, so here's the deal, Sergeant Hunt. Let me know when you guys are on your way down here.
HQ?
Center.
And then
Oh, I already spawned at center.
just
Respawn.
make sure, Sergeant Hunt, that you're good. Are you good with the graphics? You see everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are going to be graded as a section on the targets and stuff and how long each engagement takes. So just keep that in mind. Control the fight. You know, make sure you look at what each target actually is. They're labeled by number. And then we'll take it from there. When you're actually moving through the engagement area, I'm not going to dictate. Keep it at
Reaper,
third
where you
gear.
going? I could drive you.
No. Evaluators are going to be on foot. We don't want to. Yeah. That's why I'm telling them to stay in third gear, because that way I can run behind them.
Okay.
Driver take road. Eddie.
We're meeting
north.
up at the U.S. Center HQ, correct?
Infantry
Yep.
clear, infantry clear.
Pick me up at this log pile, please.
And then guys, just like Armor 1, so once we're done with this STX, we'll go ahead and we'll AAR it. I'd appreciate if everybody who's partaking it can kind of hang out for like 5 minutes. Just, if you haven't already, just start thinking of, hey, what you liked, what you didn't like, what could go better. That way the next time we run this, we can make this even better for you
know.
guys.
Oh, no, not you. Sorry.
You're already thinking about bad things? Great.
Going back to the original spot, right?
Yeah,
Keep
just
your
proceed.
ham, hold up there, hold up, back up.
Hold. Driver, hold.
If you want, yeah, I mean, yeah, he can start from here. If he wants to link up with you here, then y'all can start here for the sake.
Yes.
It might help too, TCs, if you have the Discord app on your phone, to just pull the map up on your phone. That
Yeah,
way.
that's what I
kinda-
did.
Yeah. The I did my best to map all those pretty accurately, so you should be good.
Oh, dude.
You know, it's crazy to think like some of this feels like, wow, this took so long, and then doing this in real life, like it's like 2 days of dry fires, 2 days of fucking blanks.
I was gonna say this shit like a real life. I'm sure you spend your first few days just literally driving and understanding
Yeah.
like where you're supposed to fucking be and learning all that dumb shit. You know. I mean, I haven't been going there.
Hey guys, you want to play bumper cars?
Yo, Eastwood, can you lead that tank here, man?
You guys
Yeah, I guess.
Read a lot, watched a lot of shit about
I ruined my fun.
Sherman battles and fucking Rommel's tactics and all that shit.
How dare he?
Yeah, I agree. You can't hear us.
Holy shit, enemy panzer! Enemy panzer!
Alright, guess we're here.
Big.
Nice.
Sorry, Ham.
Well
Sorry, Hunt.
Over,
I don't know if
guys.
you meant to do that, but that was fucking awesome. Literally, all right, I'm here as you fucking Tokyo drift into Corporal Ham.
Well, not only the driver. So I
I'll
guess
take
that's
credit for
on
that.
Cinnamon.
Fucking A, Cinnamon. All right.
Hold.
So, you got your
Right there, the
boundaries,
starfish.
Sergeant Hunt. Your first target, your first engagement, again, it is a movement engagement. You need to get at least 3 hits on the on the enemy tank, and you need to have your infantry. That infantry needs to be saturated with MG, not HE.
And this is for first range.
This is for the first engagement area, the first thing that's got a blue circle. 3 engagement areas. They're each denoted by the blue circle around them.
Yep, I got
So
it.
the first one, that little one. Yep.
Got
Alright.
it brought up on a big ass tablet. So
On your command, Sergeant Hunt, we're watching you.
When it comes to, is it gonna be section movement, correct?
Yep, you're controlling the section right now. You can
Alright.
leave his ass here for all I care, but you're being graded on section movement.
Alright, when it comes to 3 hits, is it 3 hits altogether or 3 hits for just one tank?
3 hits altogether.
Right.
Unless I say so, all armor should be 2 hits, but this one I want 3 hits, okay? And they have to be on the...
Right, so just first tank is 3 hits and the rest are 2.
Unless I say otherwise. Good to go.
Alright. Alright, tank 2 follow behind us in a column with about 50 meter spacing. My driver proceed.
Can somebody stream this, by the way? I forgot. If not,
I'm
it's
recording, but not
Okay.
streaming.
Great, that's great. Perfect. It would kill my computer, so I can't.
Good old Lord. The famous recorder.
Hey, what? I got 2 hackers, so
Alright, and
Driver
then
proceed
observers,
second.
make sure we stay out of the way of them. I have a
Alright,
running up
when we
here.
get up to this encampment up here right now, kick it in second gear. When we get to an encampment, kick it down to first gear.
his second will be our third.
currently we're second.
See German engineering.
All guns,
faster.
start observing the 11 o'clock. My driver hold right here, second tank, push up a bit closer to us, and then from there we'll push up and you'll provide overwatch.
Copy. Driver proceed third.
My driver, kick it up in first gear, tank 2, take our original position.
Copy. Driver hold.
All tanks hold, tank spotted at the 302, simultaneous fire. Gunners, get that area lit up with MG fire as well.
Armor 2 obstructed. Driver proceed forward. First gear.
Everybody shoot at the truck.
Driver 310. 310. Gunner
Tank 2 if
310.
you need to move up a little bit. Everybody, kick it into second gear.
Armor command moving out. Driver proceed north.
Keep laying down that fire on the tank.
Gunner 305. 250 meters. Target in the open. Keep firing. Keep firing. Target at 295 now.
Alright, all gunners cease fire on firing the cannon. Keep
Ceasefire,
saturating
ceasefire.
the area with MG. My driver, my gunner, keep your MG pointed to the 12 o'clock.
Up.
I mean, keep your turret pointed to the 12 o'clock.
Gunner, MG fire.
Uh,
Saturate 280 to 290.
Alright, Tank 2, you keep watch on that area and keep proceeding forward in second gear. Keep it in a column and keep 50 meter spacing.
Copy.
My tank kicking into field on the left.
MG, saturate.
Yo, Eastwood back here, dude.
260 to 280.
Dude, still gotta hit this.
Alright, Tank 2, move up to our position and then let's kick it into a line formation.
Tank 2, proceed. Driver, third gear, forward.
We are gonna move in a line formation across this field, then we'll kick it into a left echelon. Scratch shadow right echelon.
Left echelon in position.
Right now, keep it in a line formation. We'll get across this field, we'll get to
Copy.
the main road, and then we'll
Driver,
kick it into
proceed
a
forward.
right echelon.
Line formation. Well, what about the infantry that was by the truck?
I believe you cleared them out.
Copy, copy.
Tank 2 kicking in second
Line
gear, my
formation,
driver
line
kicking in
formation,
first
forward,
gear.
move on his left.
Tank 2, keep, push up to the left of us, keep your spacing about 50 meters.
Gunner, 195, infantry in the open. Lay down MG on him. 190.
Tank 2, make sure you scan your 9 to the 12 o'clock. My tank, scan 12 to the 3 o'clock.
185, 185.
MG's out reloading.
Copy, copy. Gunner, 205, 205, infantry in the open, 150 meters. 205.
Alright, Tank 2, hold fire. Tank 2, make sure you're heading the same direction as us.
Target, ceasefire. Head infantry in the open.
Okay, dokie. No problem.
Driver, proceed northwest.
My driver hold, Tank 2, keep pushing up until you get to our left, and then from there you guys will take point and we'll cover, we'll be in a right echelon and you guys will take point on the left.
Copy. Driver, proceed, second gear. Let's take point.
In second gear.
Oh, damn. US. Third gear. Follow this ridge line.
You guys just follow on that main road and we'll fall in on the right. Tank 2, get your gun angled to the 12 o'clock.
Gunner 315, target in the open. Driver second gear, 325, 100 meters. Danger close. Driver hold. Good hit. Gunner
Alright, I'll take
310, target in the open.
Alright, Tank 2, light up fire near the hay bales as enemy AT. Keep those places saturated with MG fire. Hold your, keep your AT loaded.
Gunner 325, centering target again. Danger close, 100 meters. Driver, saturate again. 310. Gunner 310. Good hit.
Alright, drivers, keep up saturation. All main guns start opening fire at the tank on the my tank 330, tank 2, possibly your 3.
Driver, orient. North. Gunner, face forward. Driver, hold. Gunner, 10 degrees.
All tanks cease fire. Tank 2, follow behind us in a column. My tank, get on this road and start heading north.
Repeat.
Tank 2, follow behind us in a column, about 30 meters spacing.
Copy. Targets to our west, though?
I believe so.
Currently in second gear.
My take hold.
Third gear.
Tank 2, push up to our position.
10 o'clock, rotating.
Driver, hold. Gunner, 8-5, target in the open. 150 meters.
11:30, rotating back. Firing. Big fire.
Tank 2, cover 1 to the 3 o'clock.
No way.
Firing.
Fire again.
3 shots in them.
Tank 2, open up fire on the infantry behind the hay bale.
Target
Keep that place
ceasefire.
saturated MG.
MG, fire.
Tank 2, hold. My tank, push up in second gear.
Am I covering our 11 o'clock?
Yep. Tank 2, you got the infantry.
Command, we still have 3 targets to our west side.
Yep, I'm gonna sweep to the west and take them out.
We're going to be showing ass to armor.
Kinky.
My tank, turn left. Tank 2, push up and take our original position
Driver
and
forward.
cover our north.
Gunner, face forward.
Alright, mine take halt.
Gunner, 2-5, target in the open, 200 meters.
Rotating.
Why?
Hit him again.
Firing.
Target ceasefire. And driver hold.
Up.
Driver forward. Driver hold. Gunner 320. Infantry in the open. Lay down MG. Put one round in him.
Reloading.
Gunner 1-4.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Target in the open.
fire those
300
three.
meters. It'll be
Probably should've
in
asked
between
first, sorry.
the first and second tree at 10 degrees. See the
I have a
silhouette.
full belt. 7 shots.
Put another round in him.
Up.
There's the stump.
Target, ceasefire.
There's a bush.
That was low.
There's a fence.
Up.
Send it.
Sergeant Hunt, keep moving up.
Target, ceasefire.
That may be the
Driver
rendered
back.
issue.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
Up.
But, all I see
Driver
is
back,
the water
driver
tower
back.
like moving in and out.
250.
Right there, it
rotating.
renders right now. You see it?
Now I see it.
Fire.
And hold.
They must have messed with the rendering issues.
Firing. Second shot out. Firing. Loading. Ready. One more. 3, isn't it? There we go. I got that there, didn't I? Rotating.
Dude, how are you doing? You holding?
Armor 5 and 6 down.
Alright, good job. Start, hold right there and we'll regroup.
Good job, guys. Woohoo!
Command, only target 5 is down.
Copy. You have eyes on any other armor in the town?
Negative.
You just give the word and I'll end his day.
Continue mission, come on. Comes the...
It's like poking a bear.
Enemy
poke it in
Panzer!
the
Enemy
ass.
Panzer! Woohoo! It's right in front of us.
Hit him right in the starfish. Would you like Armor 2 to proceed?
Yes. Proceed and first gear.
Driver, move.
Be careful, there's a American guy running towards Foy.
Yeah, we got an American sniper on our team.
Yeah,
American
he's a
sniper.
sniper, he's not gonna do much.
Oh god.
Alright, tank 2 falling behind us.
Guess that's a German sniper. That's my bad. We're German.
Yeah, I was gonna say. we're
Yeah.
American.
I'm all twisted around, man.
They give
Yeah,
distance.
there's 11 now. There's
Whoever's
11 on the
squad lead,
server.
Ask if he'll be cool. Oh,
He's not even on command chat because
Gotcha.
he's not a squad lead. He's just a sniper. The previous squad lead left. My tank, armor located at the
Yeah.
3. There's also another tank at the
Driver, hold.
330.
Driver, hold. Gunner,
Say
directly
again?
north. 250 meters.
330. Rotating.
Identified.
Low, send it higher.
You guys hit the fence. You gotta push it up a little bit more.
Up.
Got a good
Send
hit.
it.
Good team kill.
Higher,
Oops,
higher.
that one was.
Aim for the top of the turret.
Yeah, some guy joined our crew.
A little bit lower.
3 hits in.
Alright, all tanks proceed forward.
Hey, everyone, just look out. He's in the bell tower of this
Sorry,
town
sorry.
here, in the church. So he is a sniper. I don't want him to pick you guys.
Thanks.
Armor
Be
proceed
cool,
forward.
Cameron. Be cool.
What is this? A Saving Private Ryan reenactment or something?
That didn't end well for the guy in Saving Private Ryan.
I know, right?
We've got word
It's
on
about to
infantry
happen.
to our right.
I can finish him off.
Gunner observe right. 12 to 3.
All right, he's. Did you kill him?
Yeah, I killed him.
We got another friendly coming down the road. Look out! Look out! Coming
Yeah,
down the
we-
road.
Oh shit! I
Coming
almost
down
just
the
shot. I almost just shot whoever this is by the spotlight.
It's not me.
Driver, hold. Driver, hold.
Be cool, Nova.
Gunner, MG fire on able spot.
What's, go-
055.
what's going on, Sergeant Hunt?
MG
Yeah,
fire.
who's
MG
this
fire.
guy?
What
He's
are
about
we
to shoot
doing?
you. He's about to shoot you.
055. MG fire.
Is he?
What are we doing?
Fire into the trench.
Alright, come on, let's finish. What is your driver doing?
Trying to get this area is so hard to get through.
Alright, my tank
Driver,
saturate
proceed
that
forward,
church at
first
the
gear.
50 with MG5. Tank 2 saturate the building behind us
55.
with MG fire.
Driver, forward. First gear. Gunner, 050. Keep saturating. MG fire. In between the buildings.
Am I shooting the church?
Gunner,
Tank 2,
cease
you
fire,
got
cease
that
fire.
building saturated. Drivers, keep that the MG fire. Gunners, get your guns to the tank 2. Get your guns to the 11 o'clock. My tank, get your guns to the 3.
Say again.
Driver, hold. Driver, hold. Gunner, saturate east to 100.
I mean, it would have killed our ass.
Yep, lay down fire on that trench line at 120.
My last spell of machine gun ammo.
Alright, my tank proceeds to the 330. Tank 2 push up to our original position and engage armor. Engage reported armor to the 40.
Target, cease fire. Gunner, face
And
forward.
you were just whipping me back and forth. It's tough to stay on targets.
Driver, proceed.
Well, don't you butts. It's going to be a
Carry
tight
on.
fit.
Driver, hold. Driver, hold. Driver, proceed. 20 degrees.
Tank 2, did you engage armor? That is reported to the 1 or 2 o'clock.
Obstructed.
Alright, push up and engage. Once you push up, we'll fall in right behind you.
Gunner, orient 4-5. Driver, proceed down this road directly 20.
Tank 2, do you have eyes on?
Negative, we're proceeding. John, he's going to be right on our able marker. Just keep an eye on the able marker to the 6-5. Driver, hold. 5-0, 5-0, target 5-0, gunner.
Is that a tree? Must have been a tree.
To the right of the tree. Gunner, 5-0. 5-0.
It's obstructed.
Driver, move forward.
Oh, it's so ruthless.
Alright, tank 2, keep pushing up.
Driver, hold. Driver, hold.
Fly on the move. If you can.
Driver, move. Second gear. Keep putting rounds at 5-0.
Obstructed.
Copy, copy.
We'll take care of the armor. You guys just keep pushing up and try and get flank
Hit
it.
him in the side, hit him in the side. 6-0.
Obstructed.
Did John just shoot me?
I may have
Keep
hit
putting him
him.
in it, keep putting him in it.
I just looking at walls
Up.
and trees.
7-5, 7-5, 8-0. Oh,
Stop,
go ahead,
hold.
Caught up
I
on
think
the
that's a
branch.
hit. I can't tell.
Driver, proceed backwards. Reverse, reverse.
Alright, cool.
Good hit, good hit.
Alright, tank 2, armor down.
Alright, hey, Index, good shit, guys. Fucking commend the hell out of you, Sergeant Hunt and Corporal Ham, for running that. How you guys think you did?
I think we did pretty good. I think the target's west. I don't know if they should be taken out because we had to go like really far off course because the tank wasn't windowing in, for me at least.
Yeah, so that render issue, I don't know what's going on with that. I was expecting you guys to come from the south to attack those targets, so it was interesting that you swept higher up. But I get what you're saying. I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to keep moving towards it till they're there. So how do you guys think as a whole you did? How about the crew? Let me hear from the crew first. Gunners and drivers. How do you guys think it went?
Thought it went really well.
Yeah, as soon as I was able to find my targets, I hit them pretty easily, but
Driving was pretty smooth, yeah. There was a few
Let-
branches and walls that we hooked up on, but we worked around it.
I almost flipped the tank over.
Yeah, that area through Foy, in the middle of Foy, is very hard to get around with a tank, which I think is a good thing that you threw it into this training, just to make people aware and kind of figure out how to navigate around.
Okay. And then how do you guys, and gloves off, how do you guys think your TCs did?
Absolute worst.
Mine did
No,
excellent.
they were good. Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
you
you guys
guys.
are lying.
Sorry.
I go with Mole anywhere.
I
think
really enjoyed the communication. I think this worked out a lot better.
Yeah, I think the communication was there. Obviously, guys, communication is something we can always work on, right? It's always going to get better. You know, there were a few times where I think the 2-tank didn't exactly know what you wanted him to do, Sergeant Hunt. And so I would just, always kind of remember when you're moving out as a section together, you just give him a little bit more guidance. Just basic terrain stuff. So you guys actually came in high on objective 1, and you actually missed the infantry. Now, Corporal Ham, with a little bit of help, was able to mop it up. But just make sure that when we get objectives on the map, or when we have to go to different areas and clear through or destroy, that we make sure we identify where those locations are. The only other thing that I would say feedback wise before I start asking again is I want you guys to think back to tank engagement 6 and 7. Okay? You guys remember which ones those were? It was right when we started going through the buildings, and that tank 6 was right to your front left. And then tank 7 was literally right in front of you on the road. Do you remember that part?
Yes.
I remember.
So, Sergeant Hunt, the only thing that I would caution you on is I don't think you guys even called out target or tank 7 down the road until you had finished killing tank 6. I'm challenged everybody in this chat that's a TC. I am gets into the fight when you orient him on the target. If he's experienced, let him fight the fight. You need to keep your head on a swivel. You need to start thinking of the next move. Because that tank, I did that little engagement area purposely to see how we'd react, which I think you did a great job. You pushed through, you engaged the first one, you engaged the second one, but we didn't identify that second tank nearly as early as I was hoping to. And so TCs, just again, I'm challenging you. It can get very easy to get tunnel vision. I had a great platoon sergeant when I was at Bragg who used to tell me all the time, sir, you got to get on the radio. Sir, you got to get on the radio. And I don't know about you guys. I was young. I was a fucking hothead. I wanted to shoot shit. And I was like, come on, so I got it, whatever. And he's like, sir, you got paid to be the big bucks. You got paid to go be an officer. You got a job to be on the radio. If I give you a rifle, you're another rifleman. Congratulations. And it's the same thing with you TC guys. Is I need you to look at the fight, to look at everything around that tank while your tank's engaging. And it's kind of hard, I know, but I suck at it too. I give tunnel vision, so I guess that's the moral of that long fucking story. But one critique I'd give. So what else we got out there? Sergeant Douche, I'd love to hear from you, from what you got for the training as a whole.
The training as a whole, I think it went fairly well. All in all, especially being this the first run and all, I thought it was very good. Just keep in mind the tactics you guys are learning, and the hardest thing is going to be implementing this shit in the actual game and making it work, because once the shit's down and everybody starts blowing up around you and doing shit, it's trying to remember the little shit and making it, you practice it like this as much as you can, just so when it comes to time to go into, like, do it in a game, a real, like, skirmish or whatever, it's kind of second nature, and you don't hesitate on anything because it's just muscle memory by then.
Appreciate it. So as a whole, what do you guys think we could have done better for this training? Do you think we met the intent that I put out initially for what we were going to do tonight?
Yeah, I think you met the intent for to move as a section.
Only thing I would say is that we were shooting at hay bales. Exactly sure what my targets were going to look like. Like in an actual skirmish, I can pick out a tank, but when I don't know if it's supposed to be a burnt out tank that's supposed to be a target, when there's two of them sort of next to each other, I sort of got confused. That would be my only other thing, is to sort of say hey, your targets are going to be X or Y in this section.
Let me ask you, did you happen to take a look at the legend that was on the graphic that I put? Did that not help?
You might want to not put yellow letter numbers near the red squares.
None of the colors were working.
I had no idea that that's what that was supposed to be.
Okay,
sorry,
that's great feedback.
I thought that was just supposed to be this is a physical representation of a truck or a tractor.
That's
okay.
great feedback.
That makes more sense now.
But I'll work that to better communicate it. So thank you for that.
That was the one thing I was thinking too, looking at the map thing and whatnot, having the tank commanders and everybody even look at that deal, trying to actually identify which one was what. I was trying to do that while I'm watching and kind of observing everybody. You had me follow him and stuff. It's okay, I'm looking at the thing, it's is that the one they're talking about, or is it the one over here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
looking at
keep,
the map. So
keep in mind, guys, I can't stress it. At the end of the day, if you're shooting something, we're gonna call it a win. I mean, in a perfect world, we'd have pop-up targets, right? Or we'd have actual So we're trying to bring a real world thing and shape it into a gameism, but I'll try to do a better job of kind of marking those. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I'll think about it. I'll think through it.
One
Boss,
suggestion I
if you-
have for you is for the markings is just like put a little small picture of a tank where the tanks are. Put a small picture of the truck where the trucks are. Little people, just like a person picture. I think pictures would go a long way on.
Man, you're talking to a guy that used crayons, man. Come on now.
I was gonna say maybe get a few of maybe the other NCOs or a couple officers that may want to volunteer, and we could quite literally just have an AT guy out there just simulate basically an enemy tank, not to actually fire at them, just to be a target, so you can recognize an AT guy from a distance. And we could just kind of have our guys out there as pop-up target. You say infantry on the left, and if I'm standing here in the fucking doorway, and I'm just like this or in the window, and you'll just see a pop-up target. Even at the tanks, I could sit here and just fire rounds like I'm taking out the infantry, and those can be your infantry targets for the tanks or some shit. I'd be happy to do that for you, dude.
Okay, I'll write that down. I'll try to communicate. That's always hard though, to get people to just stand in and be kind of blue op for but okay, I'll reach out. That's great feedback. Anything else, guys? Anything you think from the first few blocks of the teaching portion? Anything that wasn't enough, or was too in depth, or maybe we could cut out? I know it's a lot, but it all kind of ties together. That's why I had to do it basic like that.
I'd have to say just it kind of brings back from the last game we played as well. We have to remember our target callouts, the way that we talk to each other, and then with moving in with this, our formations and what they're used for and what they're going to be used against. So using those formations and how we can use them and implement them into the battlefield will able to let us actually go through and effectively take out all the targets.
So really more practical explanations for the things that we're walking through to kind of drive the point home. Is that fair?
If that's what it's going to take, then yeah, by all means.
Okay. All right. Overall, what'd you guys think? Keep it and refine it, ditch it, and think of a new plan.
I would say stick with it.
Keep it.
Just refine it.
I'd stress more emphasis on like the individual formations.
Yep, just going over more formations.
Yeah, and we run out of time so damn quick when we do these things, guys. I mean, hell, it's already 11:20 over here. All right, so I think I got enough to capture kind of what was going on. A lot of stuff we've got to work on and kind of refine on this one, but I appreciate it all. Anybody got anything else for the group, or if you think of anything tomorrow, please DM me or reach out. I really want to make these things, educational, but also fun. So if you didn't have fun tonight and you think there's a better way we could have fun, please let me know, okay? I don't want to waste anybody's time.
The fun aspect we're going to have, we're all here, might as well decide on the name.
Oh, okay, fine. All right. So, are we going with, we've got two options. We've got the Dirty Dozen, or we got the Meatball Express.
Oh.
So, we want to do this.
What?
Yeah. So, platoon name. So, all you first platooners don't get to vote, by the way. Sorry, that's just how it is. So, Eastwood, what's your vote?
Dirty Dozen.
Ham, what's your vote?
You already know.
Okay, Lord, what's your vote?
I'm going to have to go with Dirty Dozen. Dirty Dozen.
Saraceno,
Lord.
what's your vote?
Meatball Express.
My vote is Dirty Dozen. Sergeant Hunt, what's your vote?
Meatball Express.
Son of a bitch, we're tied. Who else?
I could vote.
Alright, how about this? How about
Just
my
flip a damn
main
coin.
my main man, John. Which one do you like better?
Dirty Dozen.
Alright, Dirty Dozen it is, boys.
I'm hanging myself in my closet tonight.
Meatball Express is just too damn long.
Are we the meatballs? Are we the meat or the enemy of the meatballs? I don't get it.
Alright, so we're Dirty Dozen, boys. I appreciate your time tonight, guys. And like I said, please send me feedback if you got more stuff to talk, alright?
So it's the Double D squad, huh?
Double D's!
D's.
Alright, guys, you have a good night.
You too, man. Take
Thanks
it easy.
for. Yeah. See ya.
Hey,